Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All Things Podcast, episode 28 now. Wow, nearly 30 episodes. That's crazy. 28 episodes. Well, today's episode will be our review on Halloween Ends. I know, finally, I'm doing it. I saw it a few weeks ago now, and I put up on our Instagram and social media saying that I've seen it and I'll be doing a review soon. Well, I know it took some time, but the review is finally here. I've been sick lately and I've been pretty busy, but the review is here. So that will be mainly what I am talking about today. I'll give some updates, on Marvel, DC, and other news, but majority of this episode will be Halloween End review. Now, I know there's been mixed reviews with this film, and being the end to the Laurie Strode and Michael Myers saga, a lot of people weren't happy with it. It it wasn't what I was hoping for, but I will get into my full review. Uh, Literally right now. But I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support lately. Our analytics, our engagement on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok have been through the roof lately, and it's been overwhelming. The listens on Spotify, our clips on TikTok, YouTube Shorts especially have been popping off, and yeah, it's been crazy. We just hit 1,000 watch hours on YouTube, which was crazy. Um, and Spotify's popping off 20,000 listens. It's been crazy, but I'm happy everyone's enjoying it. Joseph's been on the show 3 times now. He's loved coming on, and he'll definitely be on in the future again. He's a great guest. Maybe one day he'll be a co-host. Who knows what the future is looking like for All Things Podcast? It is a bright one though. I will have an announcement coming soon of something big. But stay tuned for that. That's still in the works, and I've still got to finalize lots of things. But stay tuned. Thank you everybody for all the support recently. And yeah, it's been crazy. We got a lot to talk about regarding Halloween Ends, and then I'll cover some other stuff such as Marvel and DC, and some other news. And yeah, let's get into our Halloween Ends review. It's it's going to be a controversial one, so let's get to it. Okay, Halloween Ends. What did I think of it? Well, now let's give my rating. Let's start it off with my rating. It wasn't the best Halloween film. Obviously, it was never going to be, but I wish it was better than what we got for it being the end of the Michael Myers and Laurie Strode saga. Now, the first hour personally felt so wasted and pointless. I'm gonna have to rewatch it when it comes on digital, or I know it's on Peacock, but I don't know if that's in Australia. I will have to rewatch it, but the first hour to me felt so pointless. We didn't see Michael. Maybe we saw him once in the drain or something. Laurie Strode, obviously she's in her home. She's still traumatized, but she's getting on with life. Um, but as her daughter says, or someone else in the movie says, she's addicted to death. She's obsessed with death. Laurie Strode, I thought was a fine character in this. She did good, but my real issue was with Michael Myers. They nerfed him. We had that young fella go into the drain where Michael was. Michael didn't kill him. Michael kills everyone. Michael let him take his mask and go away and put that on and be Michael Myers. He let that happen and he didn't kill him. Obviously he didn't kill him at that time. And then, they become friends. I understand that, Michael Myers kind of was like, oh, I'm getting too old for this. I'm gonna let someone else take on my legacy. But I don't feel like Michael Myers would personally do that. I just think he would go until he's physically too old and freaking dead. So my big issue was Michael Myers. We didn't really even see him in the movie. He he was like a extra, really. Like, yeah, we seen him at the end in the Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers fight, their final fight, which was, good for Laurie. She definitely got her comeback on him. And Michael got what he deserved. We all knew that was gonna come, but the way they did it, I personally wasn't too happy with. Overall, I enjoyed the second half of the movie. The first half I really felt like was wasted, was not needed, and I felt like it was filler to actually make a movie. Yeah, the younger characters, I know they've got a different target audience now, and they have to, it's so many years after the other one. They have to bring these younger characters in, and I understand that. I understand that that's how a movie works and how a long living franchise works. But I feel like they could have done it much better. Halloween 2018 is my second or third favorite Halloween film. It's bloody amazing. But and then Halloween Kills, again controversial, 50-50. I thought it was pretty good. A bit short, but it was medium length, but it was decent. Not the best Halloween film, but Halloween Ends, it was really really different. It was very different to any other Halloween film. The way Michael died, I didn't like. Obviously Laurie kills him, and then they put him in like a car compactor, I guess, and squish him all up into pieces. I didn't like that. That's not the way I would have thought Michael would have went out. To be honest, I thought in the end he was going to kill himself, but obviously that didn't happen. Um, their fight was, really, it was a good fight. It was blood pumping, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Definitely on the edge of the seat watching that. So that was nice, the acting, directing was super B as always. Just the writing, I was a little bit iffy on. Obviously, the writers, they're great at what they're doing. They're great, obviously, filmmakers, writers, film writers. But some decisions, I guess I don't agree with, and a lot of people don't. But overall, out of five, 2.5, 2.5 out of 10. Not 2.5 out of 10. 2.5 out of 5. I would give it. Now, yeah, that's like half. The first hour, as I said, really wasted, but overall, it was very different. It's just like Andor with Star Wars. It's really different. But we saw Michael Myers' face. I know we've seen glimpses of it, but his eyes, his eye wide out. That was cool. That was a W to see his face. Obviously he's really mysterious. We see his face in Halloween, Halloween 2018, Halloween Returns. Briefly at the start when he's in the mental institution prison, and they show him his mask, and obviously he doesn't have his mask on. We see like the back of his head and whatnot. But no, Halloween Ends, it was really different. It wasn't what I'd hoped for the end of the Laurie and Michael saga, as I said. It was definitely different. It was definitely not what I expected, and definitely not what other fans expected. Overall though, in towards the end I was on the edge of my seat and I enjoyed that last fight, but I don't agree how short it was and how Michael obviously went out. I guess, after their many, many fights, Laurie finally knew how to beat him, and she did it good. But Michael, come on, man. I know you're getting old, but so was Laurie. And mate, what you doing? Now you're bloody dead. They put you in a car compactor. So it is what it is, and that's not what I'd hoped for. Not what many fans hoped for. I've read a few reviews, and people haven't. A lot of people don't like it on Twitter, especially. You know how Twitter is; it's toxic fan bases. Hell, Twitter, toxic people on Twitter. I'm literally so close to deleting it. Elon Musk just bought it, and I'm a big fan of Elon, but Twitter is so toxic, and people on there like just trash everything. Like it's crazy. I'm on the edge of deleting Twitter, but Twitter's fun. It's so funny to mess with people. I know there's lots of trolls on there. I don't troll, but it's fun reading people's trolls, and it's fun with what stuff you come across on Twitter. But the stuff people have said about this movie, like holy damn, I didn't really know this franchise was that personal. People, they were going off. I've read some of the Google reviews. Same thing. It's really mixed. Obviously, more 1-2 star ratings. 5, it's really low. And critics don't like it. Audience score, I think audience score is a bit higher than critic score, but that's always like that. Critics and audiences never agree. But going into this film, I saw the critic scores, and I'm like, nah, critics. I don't take critics seriously anymore. I don't agree with critics on anything. But then when I saw the film, I saw my dad, Halloween Ends, and he loved it. He said he liked it. He likes everything though. But he said he liked it. I was iffy on some things right off the bat. Out of the cinema, I was saying to him, trying to explain like what they went wrong, where they went wrong. So definitely off the bat, my first reaction was, "What the hell?" But as I thought about it more, I realize that it obviously could have been done much better, but there are definitely some parts that were really good. And from a filmmaking perspective, soundtrack is always good. Um, and the directing and acting, as I said, was super B, as always is with these kind of films. And horror films lately, like I think they're acting like a lot of horror film actors have been going through the roof lately. They've been actually really great. So yeah, it's definitely good to see the horror scene getting better actors, because as we know, a lot of horror films, the acting is okay, buddy. Hmm. But no, acting, directing, super B as always. And that's one thing. People think Halloween is some scary horror film. It's more of a slasher, gory thing. I don't even find it too gory. It's not scary. The original's not scary. Um, one or two jump scares, but Ends wasn't scary. Not one bit. None of the Halloweens are scary, in my opinion. In my opinion, I find movies that are scary is like the Blair Witch Project, when they try to make it so real. Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, The Nun. They're films I personally find scary. But when it's people in a mask, it's a good, relaxing horror movie. So, that's basically that. Horror films, they're definitely fun. I'll watch them by myself, like Nightmare on Elm Street, not scary. It's just Freddy Krueger burnt, chasing people in the car. Knife. Halloween, Michael Myers in a mask, chasing people, following people with a knife, killing them. Friday the 13th, Jason in a freaking mask, same thing. So, but definitely The Conjuring, The Nun, Paranormal Activity, Ghost Stuff, bro's freaking scary. The Blair Witch Project, you ever seen that? I mean, it's a good movie, but holy, don't watch it alone. I wouldn't watch it alone. They make it look so real. It's like, it was a very small budget, but it works. It's freaking scary. They make it, so they actually have the actors filmmaking themselves on really crappy cameras to make it look real, and that freaks me out. Real stuff, dude. Nah, 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 nah. When you watch a horror movie, and it gets to the end, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's not real, and then it says, inspired by true events. Then I'm out. But yeah, people in masks don't scare me one single bit. Maybe when I was a bit younger, but man, they're fun to watch now. And Smile, I know a lot of people enjoyed that. My mates saw it, and I was gonna go see it with them because I was gonna do a review on it. But I was sick. I had gastro, and I was throwing up. I was so sick, and I'm so annoyed I didn't get to see it. I might go see it I might see it when it comes on a streaming platform or on digital, but I don't think I'll see it in theaters. I think that's everything I can really say for Halloween Ends. As you know, obviously it's just a solo episode today, so I'm not talking to someone, so it's gonna be a lot shorter. But it definitely wasn't, what I would have hoped. Barely any Michael on the screen. First hour, not what I wanted, not what I felt should have been the first hour of the end of Michael and Laurie's saga. As I've said, I don't want to repeat myself, but 2.5 out of 5. Let me know what you guys thought of it. And that's my review for Halloween Ends. I'm definitely excited for what else they're going to do in the franchise. It'll be interesting where this franchise will go now that Michael and Laurie are done. Maybe Michael with mask, someone else is going to come along, take his mask, become the new Michael Myers. Laurie will die off. She's getting old. And it'll just be like the younger generation. I assume they're going to take a long break now for the Halloween franchise. And then I reckon in more than a over a decade, they will come back and do something new. It obviously is never going to be as good, never going to be the same, unless they pull something bloody crazy off. But it won't ever be the same, I don't think. We never know though. But, sequels are never as good as the first one. Like, obviously, with going back to Star Wars, like the sequels, Star Wars is not as good as the originals. Prequels is not as good as the originals, in my opinion. A lot of people's probably favorites are the prequels. I love the prequels. I love it. But my favorites, the OT, the PT, the ST. PT and OT are on par, but the originals are the originals, and that's that. So I don't think with any franchise they can go on and make something better than the original. But that's my Halloween Ends review. Yeah, I'm excited to see what will happen next in the franchise. It'll be very interesting, in a decade and a half. Maybe I'll be making a film for Halloween Ends. I'll be, what, I'm in my 30s, if they do in like 15 years. So stay tuned for the Halloween franchise. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do, but they could do lots of stuff that's interesting. But no, it wasn't what I wanted for the end. 2.5 out of 5. I don't want to trash on Halloween. It's a great franchise. I've enjoyed it over the years. I'm only 15, so I've only recently started watching them with my dad and stuff. But no, um, the ending was much better than the start. Many things in it I enjoyed, but the first half, dude, I was sitting there like, okay, when's it going to pick up? When's Michael going to go? I know they got to do story building, but I don't know. It felt wasted, in my opinion. To me, it felt wasted, but that's my Halloween End review. And let's move on to some other exciting stuff. Short episode today, obviously, because it's just a solo episode. Solo episodes are always shorter. We'll try to go for about 30 minutes, but Halloween Ends. Wow. Laurie Strode, Michael Myers. Great franchise. Yeah, wow. Favorites, obviously. The original number 2 is pretty good. H2O's, 2018 one's very good. Second or third favorite. Then Kills, mid, Ends, just on the mid. Kills and Ends, I don't know which I like better. I'm gonna have to watch both. I don't know. Kills, I know a lot of people don't like, but it's alright. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. But no, Halloween Ends. Meh. I'll say, is meh. So let's take a quick break and we'll be back to talk about some Marvel and DC. We'll talk about some other news and we'll end the episode off. So we'll be back just after the quick break. I've got a mouth ulcer. My mouth is stinging right now, so I'm going to run to the bathroom, get some mouthwash, and numb this thing up. I'll be back, guys. We'll be back right after the break. Stay tuned. And we are back after the short break. My name's Isaac. This is episode 28 of All Things Podcast. We just did our Halloween Ends review, and we are now moving on to some Marvel and DC news. Now, not much news from here, so this should be a quick segment. But Marvel DC, I saw Black Adam on the weekend on Saturday, and first impressions, I freaking loved it. My review will be coming very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. I want to say so much about it because I loved it, but I don't want to do my review in this episode. This was Halloween Ends review. Review coming on Black Adam very soon, and just one thing I want to say about it. The Rock, Maine, he knows how to please the fans. Like, dude, props off to you, man. Hats off to you. Like, yeah, props to you, man. That was amazing. Review coming soon. DC, we know James Gunn is now the president of DC. Big news. Obviously, he's worked on Marvel and the Suicide Squad. He worked on Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3, and obviously the holiday special. That's what happened with Marvel. Holiday special got announced. Black Panther releases in 2 days. So, yeah, everyone's getting hyped to that. I don't know why, but I don't feel the hype. I'm seeing it on the opening. I'm seeing it on the opening Saturday. So this Saturday I'll be seeing it after my shift. I work in a movie theater, so I'll just go and see it right after. So yeah, a review will be on that with Joseph. Might do a Black Adam review with him. He hasn't seen it yet, so if he sees it, we'll do a review on that together. And Black Panther, we'll do a review on that together as well. So yeah, Marvel popping off lately. It's gonna be so busy at the movie theater. Oh dude, I ain't ready. But more shifts, more money. But yeah, not much for Marvel and DC at the moment. Pretty steady until Black Panther comes out. We will have our review on that. We've got a review coming on Black Adam. So that's really all I want to touch up for Marvel and DC. And now there's some other news I did want to touch base on. Creed 3 trailer did release in about a couple of weeks, I know I briefly talked about it in the last episode with Joseph, but we didn't really go into depth. I'm a big Rocky fan. In my top 3 favorite film franchises alongside Star Wars and the Fast and Furious. So I'm hyped for Creed 3. I I think I said this in the last episode, but I don't feel like there is a need for Creed 3. Creed 2 had a wonderful ending, and Drago, and that was the one against Drago and Adonis Creed. So that was really good. I loved the ending. Rocky went back to his son and his grandson, and he's living together. He's got cancer, as we know, so he's living his last days with his son. He won't be in Creed 3. Sylvester Stallone is a producer, executive producer, but he won't be in it. He's not starring in it as Rocky Balboa, which is a shame. I'm sure we'll get glimpses of him maybe, but maybe he's dead because it is 7 years after number 2. Michael B. Jordan's daughter is 7 years old. So Rocky could sadly have passed away. His grave would be with Adrian's and Paulie's, I assume. And yeah, I'm still hyped for it. I don't feel like it needs to be done because Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis Creed, he had a daughter. He's getting married, pretty sure, and yeah, he's getting married. He had a daughter, and he's basically retired world champ and living life, good income, rich, good career. He had brief career, good career. Rocky went back to his family. It was a good ending, but I can see why they want to do number 3. I don't feel like it's needed. Even though there might be a Drago spin-off coming. Sylvester Stallone's really against it. But we'll see where it all goes. I really hope they don't go. I hope this is the last one, unless it opens up more possibilities. But Creed 2 was a great ending, and I really wish they hadn't have made this one. But I don't know. I'm sure it will be very good. Michael B. Jordan's directing debut, so I'm hyped to see how he goes as a director. I'm sure he'd do great because he's really talented. He's a great actor and producer. So I'm down to see what he has in the bag for us, in the store for us. So very happy for that. Fast and Furious 10. Now productions updates on that. There's some characters now. Obviously, Jacob Toretto is going to be in it again as John Cena's character, Jacob Toretto. OG cast coming back. Obviously, we got Jason Momoa, what's his name? Jason, guy played Aquaman. Amazing it as a villain. Brie Larson. A few new faces. Cardi B's in it again. Don't know why, man. Fast and Furious. What is it turning into though, dude? Like, I loved the originals. The original Fast and Furious at first. Like, it hasn't been the same without Paul. And now they're bringing Brian back in number 10. Using Cody and Caleb. But I still haven't came to terms with myself if I want to see that. Paul, I adore that guy, and I'm so sad what happened to him. We all are. So I don't know if that's. I know a lot of people are against bringing him back. Character's still alive, I understand, but let Paul rest. But if they bring him, when I see him on screen, I'm gonna break down in the theater. I cry at the end of Fast and Furious 7. So hopefully we get a trailer for that soon. It comes out May 19th or something. So I'm excited for it. I am. I really hope it's good. I hope 10 and 11, the two last ones for the Fast and Furious, the Fast Saga, is really good and strong, really nice, wholesome. I really hope so because I love number 1, number 2. Number 3 is Tokyo Drift, but Chronicle Order. It's not number 3. It's Fast and Furious, the new one. It's alright. Now and then, Fast Furious 4, which is Fast and Furious release date order, but Chronological Order, it's Fast 5. It's good. Fast 5, sorry, really good, very great. Fast 6, yeah, pretty good. Fast 7, bloody sad, and then we got Tokyo Drift and Chronicle Order, bloody amazing. Fate of Furious, dude, I don't like. F9, meh, it was alright. We got Han back, and then F10 coming soon. I can't wait. And F11, Hobbs and Shaw, wasn't a huge fan of that either, but yeah, it has not been the same without Paul, and it won't ever be, and it's just really sad. So, yeah. That's really basically all I have to say. I just want to thank all of you for the support lately, as I did in the intro. It's just been amazing lately, and the Instagram's been blowing up, the Facebook, all the analytics, the YouTube, the everything has been blowing up. And I appreciate it all, guys. I'm going to end the episode off now, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I'll see you in the next episode. Probably our Black Adam review and then our Black Panther review. We'll keep up to date with Andor. Still watching that. Tales of the Jedi was amazing, Star Wars wise. But first, non-Star Wars episode in a while, so that was nice to kind of get away from and, talk about other stuff. But I know we've been talking about film and TV a lot lately, movies and TV shows. But stay tuned because big announcement coming within the next month or a month and a half. I have something really big and it's going to change the future of All Things Podcast. This was episode 8. Not episode 8, added 2 in front of that, episode 28, nearly episode 30, wow, nearly 30 whole episodes. That's crazy, dude, and the amount of support I've been getting lately is overwhelming, yet very, very, very appreciated. My name's Isaac. I'll see you all in the next episode, which will most likely, episode 29, will most likely be Black Adam review with Joseph. Maybe if he ends up seeing it, and then it'll be Black Panther. Obviously, we'll be doing a review with Joseph for that. So stay tuned. My name's Isaac. Please subscribe, follow, hit the like button, give us a rating, whatever you can do to support us. Follow us on our socials. Everything's appreciated. Or just listen. Listening is enough support. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. This was episode 28, and I will see you in the next episode of All Things Podcast. I'm going to stop rambling on right now and edit this, split up. And, yeah. Y'all have a good rest of your night, day, morning, afternoon, lunch, breakfast, whatever it is. I'm going to stop rambling. Bye-bye.